What is going on, everybody? I'm very happy to be back. I apologize. I was on vacation last week and it was a lot of fun. It was great to be with some family. So I do apologize that there wasn't any live streams, but we're getting back into the swing of things. So I am glad to be here with each and every one of you. I got to tell you, when I was in Virginia and I went to a local brewery, they did show Collision, a lot of advertisements for that. Not one person batted an eye. I'm just being honest. So that's why I put, is Collision really going to be a success? Because apparently, to the audience that would watch it on TV, nobody cared. Not one person cared. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Really? This is CM Punk? And like, the thing going around is the first time he came around, people really gave a shit because they were very excited to see what he was going to do next. But now that he's been away for another year, it seems people do not seem to care where he is going next. And that's just the way it is. Is it going to be a success in the ratings? I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be a success in the ratings like Tony is hoping for. I'm sorry, but if people are watching even while drinking and they see CM Punk on a big screen and they're just not even looking at it, what's that tell you? There's not going to be very many people watching from home. And I know some people may say, "Oh, you're at a brewery. Who's going to care at a bar?" There are people that care because they see the other things they're watching on the TV, and they were more into horse racing than they were what's going on in AEW. I'm not saying I want them to fail. I'm not, but I'm just saying, at least in the state I was in, if you want to broaden your horizons and go to other states to get more viewers at home, I don't know. It may do fine the first night. I don't know. I'm just saying, from what I saw, it did not seem like people cared. It really did not. So I just thought I'd give you that little information. Now, I did watch SmackDown. I did watch SmackDown, and I did enjoy it because the main thing going around was, will Jey Uso rejoin Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman? He's going to keep you guessing. This is not something that's going to be an answer right away. WWE knows this is the story that they have, and they're going to drag it out, drag it out, drag it out until you're blue in the face. That's just what they're doing, unfortunately. Now, I do think this could be a setup. That's just the way I think all the time, though. I always think it's Paul Heyman. He's a mastermind. He's a genius. He's always going to have a plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D. And he's always trying to cause some tension with the bloodline. So I think it's going to be a setup. And I think Jey Uso is actually feeling that way too. That's why he's not just going right into it. But he was all for getting the United States Championship shot. But unfortunately, Jimmy Uso ended up costing him the match. And I was just kind of like, well, I saw that coming. But where does he lie? Where does he lie? But SmackDown was decent. It's a much better show than Raw. But Raw was actually pretty good last Monday. But we'll see what they do this Monday. I'll give you guys a rundown. They have three things announced. They have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take on Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Ladies and gentlemen. You know that guy. But I don't know. Without, it seems the way they're booking Imperium, without Gunther, they don't win. I don't really like that. It's like they're making the rest of Imperium look weak, but only Gunther's going to be the winner of the group. That's some Vince McMahon right there. If it was solely Triple H, he would book them all to look strong. But it's like, man, Ludwig Kaiser is just getting his ass kicked all over the place. So it's like, how serious can you take him without Gunther around? And it's just like, I don't get it. Then we got Cody Rhodes taking on The Miz again. Why? I must ask, why? Yes, it's going to be a decent match because The Miz is a good worker. He really gets the crowd going, and so does Cody as well. But I just don't see the point of this match once again. I don't. I don't understand what's so great about this, but that's what they're going with. So, okay. I guess we're going to see Cody Rhodes and The Miz. Yippee. And then we got Matt Riddle to battle Damian Priest in a Money in the Bank qualifier. That could be good. I'd like to see Damian Priest get the win because he's so good and he's just not getting any gold. And I think it's time for him to get some gold, or Finn Balor or somebody to really have a male presence with the title, along with Rhea Ripley. I think that would make them look a lot stronger, and hopefully that'll be what they are going for. But as far as Monday Night Raw, that is all they have. Now, I did do a little bit of a review for SmackDown, so you guys can stick around for this if you want. I took some mental notes and things of what was going on with the show because I want to get back into that. So the biggest question, like I said before, will Jey Uso fall in line with Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns? It was a question on the minds of WWE fans entering Friday's show, and the right-hand man opted to keep the audience guessing, which what I said, that's what they're going to do to keep you wanting to watch the show. If they give you the answer at the beginning of the show, you're probably not going to want to tune in at the end of the show because that's what WWE does. Click bait. But every wrestling company does that. They need to have a story to keep you invested. But not before taking the special counsel of the Bloodline up on a shot at Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Jay didn't give an answer, but then he said, you know what, OG, I'll take you up on that. And he certainly did. He took him up on the offer, only to get screwed in the end, which is unfortunately not good for Jay. Not good for Jay. But the segment ended on a cliffhanger with Uso neither pledging alliance to the faction in the wake of his brother Jimmy's attack at the hands of Sikoa, nor completely divorcing himself from the group. Who the fuck rates the? That's just stupid. This is Bleacher Report, of course. Will he dethrone Theory? We all know the answer was no. But it was overall a very good segment. They gave it a day. I would give it a day, but it's the Bloodline. It's the best thing they have on television. Anything they do is a definite A for me. It was very cool. But the thing about Heyman saying Jay would be the next tribal chief, I don't see that happening. I really don't. And Solo didn't like that one bit. He was just kind of sitting there like this, like, I don't know what to think about that. Like all the work I've done to keep this bloodline together, and you're giving it to Jay. So it's gonna be a lot of drama coming in for the bloodline this summer, but should make for good television. Anything they do, I love. They also had another qualifying match: Santos Escobar and Mustafa Ali. Not Mustafa. Oh my god! Every time they say that, I just want to cringe. It's like it's Mustafa. Why, you don't want it to sound like the Lion King, so you call it Mustafa? I mean, oh my lord, these people, man. But Santos Escobar continued the hottest year of his career, which is true. He's doing very well. With the win over Mustafa Ali that cashed his ticket to Money in the Bank. Is he going to win? I don't think so. He's going to be there to have some good, fun spots, but I don't see Santos Escobar winning Money in the Bank, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But it was a fun, energetic match that had the fans invested. Based on the raw athleticism on display from the competitors, it was a great way to kick off the in ring portion of the night show. Yes, it was. You want to have a good match to get the crowd going, especially following the Bloodline segment, which was done very nicely. So I will give WWE credit. The first 30 minutes was excellent. Well, it's never a bad thing for Ali to score a high-stakes victory. Escobar has meant more to WWE storytelling this year than his opponent, and was the right choice to lead this one as the victor. Backstage, Sami Zayn attempted to talk sense into Jey Uso, reminding him of the manipulation of Roman Reigns and urging him to listen to his heart. Because Sami Zayn is still trying to get in Jay's head, so it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. But Escobar defeated Ali. Very, very good match. This I'd give this a B as well. Very solid. And also, LA Knight was joined with Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary for the match, having already qualified for the ladder match on last week's show. LA Knight on the fucking microphone. Take my money. I love LA Knight. He is awesome. He is amazing. This is why the guy needs some gold now to back it up. You don't want it to be like a Bray Wyatt to where he gets hot and then he starts losing, and that gets him no credibility. So they need to do this with LA Knight now because I believe he's 40. So you don't want to wait too long to put a title on this man. So I hope WWE does the right decision there. Then we had the women's tag team division. It's about to get a pair of unified champions. Oh boy. NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Alba Fire and Isla Dawn had their promo with Kayla Braxton, interrupted by new Women's Tag Champions Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Why they're running around on both shows, I could go without. I know they're the champs, they can go on both shows, but I would rather that they just stay on one. Please, for the love of God, one. Words were exchanged and a challenge for a unification match was laid down by Rousey and Baszler in a dark and twisted tandem formerly of Tuesday nights accepted. So we're going to get Alba Fire and Isla Dawn against Ronda Rousey. And Shayna Baszler. You know, the one that likes to talk about breaking ligaments and tendons and bones and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's Shayna Baszler. That just, ugh. Always gets on my nerves when she says that, but that's probably a Vince McMahon thing. She always seems to say that. I'm like, Shayna, come up with something else. But it was okay. I would give it a C as well. I think they could have done a little better, but you know, I'd give it a C. Then there was a little to the Money in the Bank qualifier between Bayley and Mia Yim. Wake me up when it's over. That's how I felt through this match. With most of the attention paid to AJ Styles at ringside and the post-match angles that ensued. Bayley scored the win, which was not surprising. Were you expecting me Chin to win? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Attention quickly turned to Scarlett's mind games in a physical assault of Styles by Karrion Kross that reignited that feud. I do want to see some Karrion Kross and AJ Styles. I think that would be very, very good. This was an efficient segment, if nothing else, in that Bayley qualified and we got the latest from Styles and Kross. Still, it felt majorly disappointing for what could have been a better match with more time to be regulated to the background, but it's an all too common theme of late. So, this is Bayley, Mia Yim, Mi Chin, whatever the hell she's going by. I would give it a C as well. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So I will give it that grade in the middle. And here we go. Asuka gets a new title. It seems everybody in WWE is getting 2 titles. If this isn't a Vince McMahon 101, I don't know what is, but everyone's like, you got to blame Triple H. I do. There are times where I'm like, Triple H, you can do better than this. But I can tell when it's a Triple H thing and when it's a Vince thing. And I'm telling you, this is the Vince thing. It's like everybody has to fucking have a title. And when they do, they got to be 2 belts, 3 belts. Roman has 3 now. Now Asuka has 2. Oh, she retired the other one. How do you know that? How do you know she's not going to come out with both of them? I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you, she might as well. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are carrying around 2 belts. Roman's carrying around 3. Why can't Asuka carry 2? I'm just telling you, don't be surprised. Asuka may have been the recipient of the newly unveiled WWE Women's Championship, but it was the returning Charlotte Flair who stole the focus away from the Empress of Tomorrow. As much as I love Charlotte Flair, I saw that coming. It's inevitable. She's going to get to 16 times. WWE is wanting to upgrade all their record books, So they're even though Ric Flair wanted Randy to be the one, he's too injured. He may not ever get there. So they're going to go to the next person in line, and that's Charlotte Flair. Adam Pearce, presiding over the ceremony, at least called out Flair's attempting jumping of the line by the Queen, admitted as much, even claiming to have started the line. Asuka attempted to spray her with the blue mist. Flair evaded it, and the babyface stood tall. But she still got the 2 belts. While some may be excited for Flair's return, not many, which makes total sense given her all-time against Rhea Ripley back at WrestleMania, it is hard to get excited for her comeback when we have seen her directly or not undermine a big push for Asuka once before. So in the back of Vince's mind, he's going to be probably wanting to have Charlotte Flair get an opportunity. But at least making things interesting is that Pierce promised Bianca Belair a rematch with Asuka. So there we go. Potentially setting up tension between the EST and the Queen, and more importantly, a heel turn for the former champion. That would be good. I would love to see a heel Bianca Belair. That would be really, really good. So let's see if they do that. In a brief backstage segment, Paul Heyman told Jey Uso to get his suit and passport ready because he is flying to Money in the Bank in the Tribal Chief's Persona jet and appearing next week in a special ceremony. Uso told the special counsel that if he is in the bloodline, Heyman is not. Ooh, I forgot about that part. So that's going to be very interesting. But overall, those segments going on, I give it a B. They gave it a C plus. I'll give it a B. And for the second time this show, we had another Money in the Bank qualifying match. Baron Corbin allowed himself to become distracted by the presence of Trick Williams. And NXT champion Carmelo Hayes was great to see him on SmackDown, and hopefully they'll start using them from time to time, but not too much. Losing out in the opportunity to become a 2-time Money in the Bank winner as a brawling brutes, Butch pinned him for the win. So Baron Corbin loses again. Maybe he should go take his free agency and just stay in NXT because on a main roster, Corbin not doing anything. But a brawl between Corbin and his rivals ensured, but neither that not for the presence of the future star Hayes was enough to elevate the bad taste of the qualifying match once again being utilized to further a storyline. So Butch defeated Corbin. Are we surprised? No. They gave it a C plus. I'll give it a C. It was okay. It was okay. But Bayley recognizes that her path to victory and Money in the Bank is so much easier with damage control with Io Sky by her side that Friday night. The role model assisted the genius of the Sky to a tainted victory over Shotzi. The match was never allowed to get going, a victim of time constraints, but the finish certainly highlighted the promise of said story as Bayley made sure her friend and teammate crashed her ticket to Money in the Bank. There has been mounting tension between them of late, and the high-stakes ladder match will likely be the time and place for the demise of Damage Control, which should have fucking happened months ago. I'm getting tired of this group. They don't need to be a group. If it gets Sky in a more prominent role and gives us a match between the two of them on a larger stage, by all means make that creative decision. So Sky defeated Shotzi. C, I give it a C. That's all right. And now on to the main event. We have a aired super kick from Jimmy Uso while attempting to save his brother Doom J to defeat Austin Theory and retain the United States champion as Paul Heyman got the last laugh. See, it's a setup. I'm telling you, it's all set up. Jay was left in a state of uncertainty, not sure of who to trust or where to pledge his alliance, setting up what is likely to be a significant segment of television in the Bloodline saga on next week's show. Like the opening segment that provided us fans with the cliffhanger that creates the anticipation for what is to come. So they're going to keep building and building and building because they know this is the best story that they have. Everything involving Heyman, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa on this broadcast was master storytelling and proof that WWE does not need Roman on every broadcast to tell effective stories, which they do not. I agree with it. Theory defeated Uso to retain. They gave it a B plus. I give it the same. So, guys, there you have it. There's your SmackDown review. There's what's going on with Raw tonight, and then the last thing that we're going to go over is the plans for LA Knight in Money in the Bank. It is being suggested creatively that LA Knight's going to win Money in the Bank. He's got the fans behind him. Now he's got WWE behind him. So LA Knight is being pushed to win Money in the Bank, and he's going to cash in on Seth Rollins and win at SummerSlam. That is a plan for LA Knight this summer. He's going to win Money in the Bank. He's going to cash in on Seth Rollins and be the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, things could change. They could have a try on Roman, but I don't think Roman's dropping that title anytime soon because until this sale with WWE and UFC is finalized, Vince is going to want to have his top people as champ. That's why you saw Rousey and Shayna win the women's tag titles. That's why you have Gunther still as the Intercontinental Champion. All their top guys are going to have the titles. That way, when the sale is finalized, they're going to have all the right people they think should be at the top in their minds in place to make it look good overall for everybody. So that's why you're going to see not many changes other than a possible LA Knight wins Money in the Bank, and then he goes on to cash in on Seth Rollins to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So that's all the news I have. There's not really much else going on in WWE other than the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. Who's going to win that? What's going to build towards SummerSlam? And what's going to happen with the Money in the Bank in SummerSlam? That's basically it. If I have more news, I'll upload some shorts and things like that for you guys to check out. Please, if you can, hit the thumbs up on your way out of here. Also, if you can, please subscribe if you're new. And I do have the join button now to where you can also become a channel member for a very low price of $2.99. That's it. $2.99 will get your emotes and badges. I really appreciate the support. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you are having a great, great Monday. And I'll talk to you all very, very soon, which will be tonight for WWE Raw. I will be live tweeting for that, so I hope to see you guys there. I love you, and take care.